our team consists of Dawson, Jialin, Kenan, and me, Yong Hao. Today we'll be presenting on our proposal on our software Quick Tasker that helps you keep track of deadlines and things that you want to do and specific timings for certain events, for example a meeting. And our software is something like a personal assistant to the user. It helps you to keep track of the events that you wish to keep track of. So the problem that our software wish to address is the issue of scarcity of time. Time is a scarce resource. We cannot get back time. So we need to have an efficient workflow. We need to know which events are more important than others. And Quick Tasker helps you do that. Our target audience are people who uses emails to get their to-do items. When a person receives an email, he can either do the task immediately or he can schedule a follow-up. This is where our software Quick Tasker comes in as well. It helps you remember when your project is due, when your report is due, and if you have a meeting schedule. In doing so, it helps the user to have a peace of mind because they do not need to worry about forgetting other stuff. They can concentrate on the current work that they are doing and do it more efficiently. This is our scope of the project. Firstly, CRUD. Our software Quick Tasker will allow the user to create, read, update, and delete tasks. This is the very basic functions of Quick Tasker. And the undo operation will allow the users to have more allowance for mistakes. For example, like if you wrongly delete some task or event, you can use the undo to get the event back. Quick Tasker also allows the user to search for entries that they have put in so that they can know the details of the events. Quick Tasker allows the user to track which task has been completed and which has not been. And of course, it is available offline as well, so that the users can access it anytime, anywhere, as long as they have their laptops with them. But this isn't only the entire scope of the Quick Tasker. Now Jialin will continue with the additional features for our software.
Thank you, Yong-Hao. So now I'll just be talking about two extra features that our team has selected based on discussion. The first of all will be recurring tasks, which is actually quite a common feature in many to-do apps. But the thing is, they are not actually available for free in some of these apps. So one of these extra bonus features that we have is that we'll be making them FOC, free of charge, in our application. And the next one will be having a great GUI. Now, to us, a great GUI is not just about the aesthetics. A great GUI for a to-do app is like coming home to a great massage chair. You feel like you're just going straight back to home and you understand the features of it so well that you get things done and you get recharged. So it's the same as our to-do app. When you use a to-do app, you'll be able to know what exactly you have to do for the day, and you can allocate your time properly as well. So contrasting our very seemingly very basic app with some of the more advanced applications that we see on the market nowadays. So the first one that we actually looked at was OmniFocus. It is actually an application for very high-powered users, and it's a very steep learning curve as well because there's so many sexy features, such as being customizable for those people who love to polish the UI, who love to customize and add on simple extra stuff to their own to-do app, as well as supporting email to tasks, as well as setting different reminders. But unfortunately, it's only available on OS X and for iOS users as well. So it's not really the kind of to-do app that we're looking out for. Our app is basically targeting all users alike. AnyDo is the next app. It's different from the previous OmniFocus because it's simply focusing on swiping, and it is essentially very low learning curve. And the last one will be called Do It Diet, which is complex and which is very complex, and it follows a strict implementation of GTD, which is Gets Things Done. And it also has its own monthly calendar, which can actually allow for syncing with the Google Calendar. So, sorry. So I'll be talking about what these features don't really have in common. It's not to actually put them down, but it's just to make a simple contrast between what we want to focus on versus what they actually have now. Yeah. So for some of these apps, we came to the conclusion that there's actually there's many times there will be a lack of categories for tasking, which can be quite frustrating for users, especially the long-term users. And you want to just simply enter your task and be able to quickly get the category that you like, which is not present in some of the applications. And the biggest challenge that we see in all these to-do apps, even though they are very good for users, is that they have premium plans for premium options, which we believe should not be restricted to just the common man like Jim. And for Jim as well, because he's assumed that he's an efficient office worker. So we want to target people like him. We want to be able to create an app that suits him. We want to get the fundamentals right, rather than just covering all the bases and only being a master or jack of all trades and being master of none. And also importantly, some of them don't have calendar visualization, so we will actually be implementing them in our application as well. Next, I'll be moving on, passing on to Kenan. We'll be talking more about implementation as well.
All right, thank you, Jialing. Now we have talked about the user. We talk about the objective of our project. We have talked about what is the specific marketing position our apps fits in among so many others to do apps in the market. And we have talked about the problem that we are trying to solve. But how will actually the user experience of using these apps will be like? Sorry. So how do we vision the actual user experience of this app? The user just press a shortcut key, for example, alternate plus space, and bam, this pop-up box come out. And all you have to do is key in something you want to do. For example, get something nice for my mom. We all love our mom, right? So we just have to press enter. Bam, your task will be seen on the calendar schedule. Why do we want our task to show on the schedule? Integrated in daily life. This is because sometimes we have to switch between our calendar and to-do apps to see which other slots that is available for some tasks. This is why we plan to vision to plan calendar integration within the apps. All right. Now, it is unfair to talk about an app without talking about its inner design and architecture. So now, first, let's look at the core features that we're going to focus on. Just like the previous group said, a good software is supposed to focus on the core features, and anything extra is the additional add-ons, right? So a user can add a task, search a task, display a task, delete a task, edit a task. These are the core features that we're going to do first, before doing anything add-on. And the beauty of these products lies within the architecture. How we are going to make other things, other additional add-ons possible without changing the existing structure of the program. We are going to implement this system architecture. As you can see, the UI layer and the database layer is totally separate from the primary architecture, primary system. That means if we change the UI, we can plug in any kind of interface, command line, your refrigerator, web UI, any kind of thing without changing the existing structure. And we also can plug in any kind of database, be it a Google Cloud or local file or any kind of database. It doesn't matter without changing. We don't have to change the core architecture of this app. What does it mean to a business? This means that a business does not have to waste resources, money and time on developers to redeploy, to remake the whole application to application if you want something to be changed or the user, the target market, the user's taste is changed. All you have to do is plug in another UI, plug in another database to suit the market. And what does it mean to the user? That means we can customize to the needs of our user to plug in any kind of interface to suit their likes without changing the core architecture. That's the beauty of this product, isn't it? All right, now I will pass to Dawson to talk to you about the timeline of our.
Yeah, thank you, Kenan. Okay, as you can see from our slides, the timeline represents how long each iteration will take. For example, from V0.0 to V0.1, there's a very big distance. It's because V0.1, we need to hand in our basic structures and some features that we have already implemented. From 0.2 to 0.4, we'll add features incrementally and test it as often as possible. By V0.5, we have to make sure that our code is at production quality ready, and it's ready for production. I will now introduce what our team members will be doing in the project itself. I'm the team leader. I'll be in charge of the general direction of the project and managing meetings and stuff. The tester will be Yong Hao. Yong Hao will be there to test our codes periodically and alert us of any bugs that are present or he has encountered. For Jialin, she manages the code quality. She'll read through every single code to make sure that it's up to the Java coding standard that is given in the handbook. For Kenan, he's the integrator and the lead expert of our team. He integrates the different pieces of our codes to create a seamless application that is of very good production quality. Finally, we are in a conclusion. So we have managed to identify flaws in the current applications in the internet. So flaws to do IM is very clunky and stuff. So this leads us to the advent of the creation of quick tasker, which will solve the problems of the applications in the current market. With that, I would like to thank all of you for your kind attention and time. Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions?
Can I ask you about the system architecture? How can you plug in a different database or different URL changing system?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm so excited to talk to you about it. Can you go back to, because as you can see that we have implemented a boundary interface to separate the UI, to separate the database from the main application. So this is the interface actually an API, a set with a set of functions that such like get info, get user data, get description. It's just a plugin, it's universal. And if we want to change a UI, all we have to do is use the methods. The boundary later is actually an API. All we have to do is use the API. It does not care who calls it. It only cares about what this boundary returns.
So you
the data.
You don't even have to change the boundary interface to change the UI. So for example, you have a web GUI. You need to lay out.
Yes, we have to add another interface.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the interface is the communication. You have to add another. Similarly as database.
Oh, okay.
If we want a new database, a new kind of database, all we have to do is, for example, we want to implement JSON data, we make a JSON interface.
Oh, okay.
We want to make a text in file data database, we just make a data interface.
Okay.
Everything inside doesn't have to change at all. This is called an independent deployability of software engineering principle. Yes, any other questions?
Sorry, could you go through the roles of each individual with me again?
Oh, sure.
So you have a team leader,
Yep.
you have a tester,
Yep.
code quality, and integrator plus Git.
Yep.
But who's doing the programming?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Yes, we are going to do something like this. We are going to break down the entire code into small functions. That's why we are going to do a waterfall design. I know waterfall sounds bad. Many people know that waterfall sounds bad. But sometimes waterfall is just good for this kind of product where we know exactly what the user requirement is based on our project specification. So we are going to do waterfall.
And
The advantage is that we can design the small features and assign to each of us. Because the risk is small, we know what's going to happen.
so you're gonna assign the programming tasks later, independently.
Yes, for example, Jialin will be doing the add tasks, and Dawson will be doing the delete tasks, and I will be doing update tasks. We separate and integrate. I know it's so nice. We are going to use, for example, Dawson finish a feature at task. He will submit a pull request on GitHub, and everybody will help testing and try whether his feature works. After it works, we merge the request into the GitHub, and then somebody else finish his feature, then we do the same thing. The whole team are the developers.
Alright, also say the same thing. Who will be doing the UI?
家人有时 UI designer.
Yes.
Question: how are you planning to look up tasks on your application? Search for tasks.
I will let our algorithm expert answer this question.
Okay.
Searching for the task may require certain keywords. For example, like the entry, today I'm going to have lunch. And then if you search and if you key in the keywords, for example, lunch, we will try and to do an algorithm that will search through the whole file and we'll find out all the entries that has the word lunch inside and we'll output it to the user.
So you're going to do a string match. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry?
You're going to do a string matching.
Yeah.
So won't it affect if you have a lot of tasks? Don't you think the user would have to wait?
We will try and find out we'll try and experiment with a lot of different algorithms to try and see which one works. For example, like ABL trees and stuff like that to speed up the search. Yeah.
Alternatively, we can maybe we'll research on existing library to do this kind of thing. I'm sure there's somewhere there's copy pasting to do it. Certainly, any kind of project has certain risks, and we'll try our best to link it through.
And another thing is, you guys are using a database for your application?
We are not using a database for the moment. As I say, we want to leave the options open for future exploitation. Yes.
You know one of the constraints is no database.
Pardon?
You know one of the constraints is no database.
Yes, I know that. So we just want to leave option open for example, maybe in the future I want to continue, any of us want to continue play around this product to make it a real business or something, we can just plug it. We are talking about long-term value instead of just doing this for the sake of this one. Right?
Thank you.